Silver, 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 silver. All right. Right now, my latest podcast, they brought me down to this first to tree approach. Gold broke out. We know silver's lagging. Silver's going to break out in a few months out of its meaningful base. After that, what's the better instrument to get the best reward? We know silver outperforms gold, so that's pretty good if you want to just play silver, the silver underlying asset. But what about miners? Are miners going to outperform silver? And that my latest podcast, I came to the conclusion that silver miners, SILJ, will outperform silver when the precious metal is really on the run 4 to 8 times. So what's next? Well, if you want to play, you could play SILJ. Great, you'll get that. But you could get even better performance if you choose one of those trees within that forest called the silver miners, the junior miners. What if I choose the best tree within that? So instead of getting 4 to 8 better performance in silver, you get even more than that because you're actually choosing the best of those components of the junior miner ETF that's actually bringing that up. You forget about those ones bring it down. You just want to focus on the ones bring it up. And here is where Stan Weinstein's Mansfield Relative Strength Indicator is great. So we're going to compare, these are the top 10 holdings of the SILJ ETF. Here's my Mansfield Relative Strength. I'm comparing each one of them to the SILJ ETF itself. Above the zero line, I'm outperforming it. Below the zero line, I'm underperforming it. Above the zero line with a green highlight, that means I'm above an inclining 30-week moving average. So those are some of the weight of evidence that Stan was looking for to choose A++ setups. All right, let's start with SRM. SRM underperforming the right now underperforming the ETF. You never want to go long when you have a declining relative strength indicator. And you never want to be long when you're below underperforming. So why do you want to be long SRM when you could just be long SILJ, which is outperforming it? Right now, even if it's an uptrend, not the best of choices to get the best bang for your buck to outperform. You want this to turn back up, and once it goes back above and it's inclining, then you could reassess. So for me, SSR mining, definitely not one that you want to go in right now, not the best of the crop. Yamana Gold, listed in those silver ETFs, outperforming the ETF. Let's draw some weekly defined breakout lines. So this is looking pretty nice consolidation pattern, sideways move, letting the 30-week moving average catch up. You had some volume going up, contracting on the way down, and seems to start increasing right here. There's those big wicks though. Let's move those wicks. Not super clear. Above it, Ichimoku cloud. Again, don't want to go long now, so you want to wait for this to start turning back up, and just in case it goes back down here, and once it's goes back up and still outperforming the ETF, this could be very, very interesting right here. You could probably have a good entry here, target position, and once it breaks out, you could probably add another position here, pulls back to the breakout line, another position here. So you want to try positioning yourself early in the cycle and not too far advanced, not in the second or third or fourth continuation breakout. This is a pretty sweet place to enter. So this is pretty good right here. Even people would have wanted to enter. This is the initial breakout right here. Yamana Gold, not that bad. SRM, I'm going to keep it at the bottom. Let's see. Ooh, SIL. This one Silvercrest has been outperforming for a long time the junior miners. But right now, the other junior miners are catching up. Nice volume going up. Starting to decrease here. And here we're starting to set up weekly defined resistance right here. And support right here. So this is how it's drying out. Maybe letting the others catch up. This is getting to be advanced in the rally. Initial breakouts, they happened a while back right here. When you see the green highlight, if you want to be a leader, this would have been the area to enter right here in Silvercrest back here in June. You see 2018, a long time back. This is already starting to explode. Better than SSRM, risk to reward. Maybe after this consolidation happens here, bounce off inclining 30-week moving average, close to that support line. And then after that, again, never go long when it's going, you're declining your versus the SILJ. You want to wait until it bounces back up. I like this one more. Really basing nicely. Then there's a vacuum up here to this monthly defined support resistance. SIL, there is nothing. It's sky high though. No above resistance. SILJ, guys, very, very nice. This one, Pan American Silver, not super duper, having a hard time exploding out. A lot of still has to go above this resistance right here. Underperforming SILJ on the 0 line until this starts inclining back above, until you get above weekly defined resistance right here. This one's a tough call just because as that overhead congestion could be embryonic. Volume starting to pick up, but this congestion area right here is a little worrisome for me. But once you go back above that, then this could fly higher. Mag Silver, underperformer. This one's actually bringing down the ETF. Nothing to do here. You're below 0 line. Why play that when you could just buy the index itself or the ETF? Mag could actually go down below SRM. Pass. I'm going to put it down below. See what I'm looking for? Continuation breakouts or breakouts are going to about to happen. Hecla, HL. Okay, so this one has been on a tear recently. You're about to want to buy this. You're about to. There's a few elements here that are blocking you. You have to go through this Ichimoku cloud defined resistance. You want to start outperforming SILJ, which you're about to very soon. And if you have inclining 30-week moving average, this could be a sweet, sweet deal. So I don't know how much time it's going to need. This could bounce. Oh, I want to move my circle. It could bounce up here, here, and then we could probably have an entry here once it breaks out, and then you could observe the volume. But the volume is looking pretty sweet. On this rally up, the volume was increasing. On the sideways move, decreasing. And if we could get an increase in volume right here, this could look pretty sweet. So this one's a potential. I call this embryonic breakouts. Higher lows on the weekly. Just need a little bit more effort for that to break out. So I'm going to bring it down the list just because this is embryonic. This could be a good winner. But I just want it to distance itself from this overhead resistance right here. CDE, guys. Coeur Mining. Reminds me of HL a little bit. It's working its way through. This is what actually I think could happen to HL once it starts hitting that Ichimoku cloud defined resistance. It could slow down. Volume picking up. Beautiful. Interest coming up for that miner. Starting to decline. Volume here on that sideways move. Letting that 30-week moving average catch up. Starting to outperform SILJ. A lot of strength here, guys. So once we're out of that cloud, you could probably enter a position here if the volume starts picking up again. And once it pulls back here, Mansfield's going to go like that. Don't buy on the way down. When it bounces off here, bounces off this weekly defined resistance turn support, you could probably have another entry right here. So that one's looking not bad. A little bit better than HL because it's a little more advanced in its progression. SVM, Silvercorp, metals. Wow, so this one of the earlier outperformers, one of the leaders. Little slanted breakout line above Ichimoku cloud. You see that volume picking up, contracting on the way down, outperforming. Never want to buy on the way down. And here is my lines in the sand, about at these levels. So this is pretty sweet. It's consolidating very nicely. You want to let that 30-week moving average catch up. So I don't know if it's going to go down more or from here. But once it starts going back up, then this could be a nice consolidation breakout. And if it breaks out above this weekly defined resistance, you're also above this previous resistance right here. Previously defined weekly resistance here. So you go through those levels. And where's the vacuum? Oh, this thing has been pretty high in the past. So this is advanced. The embryonic breakout was right here. You see that volume here increased twice average of the previous 4 weeks. That's some of Stan's things I was looking at for so if you were really looking at this stock, following it, SVM would have been a great entry here. This is a little extended. Wait for that pullback. Wait for it. This could still, if it doesn't break out now, it could still consolidate some more. And then after that, either a good position here if you're really close to that 30-week average, and if the volume's cooperating, and then another position on a breakout, and then maybe a third position right here on the test. So this one's a little bit advanced. Is it more advanced than SIL? Not as advanced as SIL. I think I prefer Yamana Gold than SIL. CDE. All right. We're very early, guys. We're still early. You see the leaders breaking out, getting your attention to that ETF. But that means within the ETF, there's some they're laggards. They're about to break out. And they don't all break out at the same time. So it's pretty cool to know that there's an ETF breaking out. Some are advanced and some a little behind. Okay, First Majestic. First Majestic is sweet. This thing broke out for followers of this. Broke out back here in June. And right now, consolidation period right here. Above an inclining 30-week moving average. This thing has been severely outperforming. This is one of the stocks that have been really driving the junior miner ETFs up. So right now we might get an opportunity here. Here was a nice opportunity to get in, close that 30-week moving average. So you see underperforming, and when it started outperforming right here, we could have started entering. Volume is picking up. This is classic stand. Great volume on the breakout. Increasing volume, contracting on the way down. And right now we're getting a little bit more increasing volume on the way up. Will it break out here? I don't know yet. But either you wait for the breakout here, or if there's a final phase, final consolidation here, then this could be a great entry above an inclining 30-week average. Small position here, another one on the confirmed breakout here, and again, a little bit more position here. Nibble in slowly, keep some bullets, and you have time, guys. Often we're scared, it's going to go to the moon, it's going to go exponential like that. Even here in this crazy breakout right here, you would have at least had an initial position, and right here you had a small pullback. Maybe you could have had it entered here. But it's better to go in slowly when you're consolidating this way. Patience, so hard. FR. So where am I going to rate this? Let's look at SVM. SVM is pretty sweet. No above resistance. I like that. FR. There's a vacuum up here to 23. Very similar. Looks like I could even bring it down here. Tough. They're looking nice, these guys. And Hochschilds. So you see, the first thing I look at, it's below the zero line, so we can't go long right here. We really want to wait. So this is one of the laggards. When the ones that are underperforming the ETF, when they start breaking out, the ETF's really gonna skyrocket. Especially if the leaders keep doing what they're doing, and the ones that are consolidating, they explode. When the laggards go up, see higher lows on the weekly chart. Weekly defined resistance right here. So we really want to see that picking up. I would not enter here. I don't see the volume really picking up. So Coeur Mining actually is better than underperforming. Yeah, so we're about a MAG, HAWK, SSRM. Don't touch these, not yet. Very early. Let the stock prove to you that it's ready to go. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to have to worry about it. Pass. You see all this overhead resistance. Maybe not the best place to get in right now. HL looking very promising. Those are the laggards. This is the middle of the pack turning around. These eventually might start looking like this. CDE, same thing. HL, but just a little bit better, about to get out of the cloud. And then you have your 4 winners. SIL that broke out a long time ago, which might be a little extended. That's why it's in 4th place. Yamana Gold, beautiful consolidation above resistance right here. Turn support. This could be very interesting to get in. FR, just because of that volume pattern right here, I really trust into that consolidation move right here, which looks a little bit better than Yamana Gold. And SVM, I don't know. It's hard. They're pretty close, SVM, Silver Metal Corps, and FR. I could edge a little bit towards FR. So these are the leaders. You have to wait for them to consolidate. If you entered early, great. You did a good move. And after that, you could start looking at after these top 4. You have to wait for them to consolidate. Then you have CDE, HL, middle of the pack. These are probably going to be your next leaders. And after that, you have to wait for these guys to start becoming challengers. Pass, SSRM, HAWK, and MAG. They have some work to do before showing you, proving you that they merit your attention, guys. Ooh, so that's it, guys. My top, how I rate this, how I do the forest to tree approach, which are the strongest trees, which are growing and about to get into big boy territory. And see, like that, you get to choose the A++ setups with the highest probabilities of reaching best reward versus risk. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Ciao.